What's up, cooking enthusiasts? Today we're going to do a casserole that's going to consist of leftover turkey. So this is a great recipe to use whenever you've done a turkey dinner. Have some leftover turkey. It's also going to have some butternut squash, Swiss chard, mushrooms, and then a lovely cheese sauce that we're going to mix it all in and then cover it with some breadcrumbs. So let's get started. So I've already done a lot of prep work. With my leftover turkey, I have about 3 cups here. I've already chopped that up. I have about a cup of bacon, which I've chopped up. This is 1 bunch of rainbow Swiss chard. I'm going to chop that now. And then I have mushrooms, onion, and then we're going to make a cheese sauce. So let's get started with the Swiss chard. Okay, so now we're over at the stove and I'm going to cook down the vegetables that are going to go in the casserole. Okay, so to this pan I've added a teaspoon of bacon grease just for flavor, and then about a tablespoon of olive oil, and we're going to start cooking the veggies that are going to go into the casserole. I'm starting with some onion here. I'm going to throw in some Swiss chard and some mushrooms on top of that. Now for the Swiss chard and the veggies, we're really just going to make a light, or to wilt the chard and then add, and to wilt the mushrooms as well. For some additional flavor, I'm going to put about a teaspoon of better than bouillon in with this, and a teaspoon of thyme, about a half teaspoon of black pepper, and about a half teaspoon of salt as well. Okay, the chard has started to wilt, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the bacon and the turkey now. So with the Swiss chard, it's not something that adds a whole lot of flavor. It's more going to add a lot of nutrients to the dish in addition to texture. So that's what we're going for by adding that in here. Some people that are nervous about like the taste of what it might taste like, it's really going to take on the flavor of a lot of the other stuff we put in there and be very neutral. So don't let it bother you if it's not something that you've tried before, but I think it's a very good addition to the dish. All right, so I've set aside the vegetables and the meats. Now we're gonna work on a gruyere cheese sauce. Basic cheese sauce recipe. We're gonna do a roux first, add some milk, and then add some cheese to that. So to the pan, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of flour. And we're just gonna cook this down and make a roux. All right, and this is the basic roux right here. That's just your butter and your flour mixed together. And you're just gonna cook this for a second, at which point we're gonna whisk in 2 cups of milk. So to the roux now, we're gonna go ahead and add 2 cups of milk and start to whisk this in together. And the cool thing about this sauce right here is this is your basic bechamel that you can then use to create any type of cheese sauce. Like rather than adding the gruyere, if I were to add cheddar and jalapenos, I could make a nacho cheese sauce. If I were to add parmesan, I could make an Alfredo sauce. So this is a very versatile sauce that you can be used for a lot of different things, just depending on the type of cheese that you use. So experiment, play around with it, and you could even try different things even in this recipe if you wanted. This is what the sauce looks like when you bring it up to a boil. It's starting to get very thick, as you can see. And this is the perfect time then to add the cheese. You can always cook this down to get it as thick as you want, but I think I like the consistency right now. So, and then we're going to add this cheese in. This is 6 ounces of a mix of gruyere and cheddar. It melts really easily. All right, and look at this sauce. It's very thick, and it's perfect for what we're going to do is to add this to the veggies and the meats, to kind of bind everything together. All right, so this right here was some butternut squash that I roasted beforehand. So I have 3 cups of butternut squash that I just put some olive oil in with some salt and pepper, put that on a sheet pan and roasted it for 25 minutes. So that's cooked, and I'm going to now add the other veggies to this. All right, and now that these veggies are mixed up, we're going to add this cheese sauce here. Okay, and now I'm just mixing this cheese sauce in with the vegetables here. And I'm just going to pour this into a 13 by 9 pan. All right, and now we have everything in the pan except for the topping. And the topping is going to be 3/4 of a cup of panko breadcrumbs, and I have 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm just going to mix the butter in with the breadcrumbs here. And then I'm going to put the breadcrumbs, sprinkle these over the top of the casserole. And then finally, I have just about 3 tablespoons of Reggiano cheese. Just going to sprinkle this over the top of the breadcrumbs as well. And then we're going to bake this. All right, so I did cover this in foil, thrown it in the oven for 350 degrees. We're going to do it for 30 minutes and then see if the top is as brown as I want. If not, we might broil it just for a few minutes. So in it goes. As you can see, the casserole is finished. I cooked it at 350 degrees for 30 minutes, pulled off the foil and put it under the broiler for 4 minutes to get a nice toastiness on the top. But I'm gonna go ahead and plate it up and give it a try. So let's go ahead and do that. As you can see, cheesy goodness. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and try this. Very good. You can taste the creaminess of the cheese sauce and all the different vegetables. Very delicious. All right, and so if you like this content, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.